Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Thursday, and that means it's Legend of Korra Day. And this week's episode was The Beginning, Part 2. Korra continues her journey to learn the origins of the Avatar, and soon comes to a realization. Okay, before we delve into too much more of the video, I'd just like to apologize if I sound a little nasally. I am fighting a little bit of a cold. And I am a little bit stuffed up. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so things I liked about this episode. I like the story of the first Avatar. I mentioned this in the last video, and it follows true with this one, with this episode as well, considering they're like two parts. This episode really, in particular, showed where the other three elements, air, water, and earth, came from, although you kind of had a pretty good idea based on what happened in the first episode. But it shows why the cycle is fire, air, water, earth, and it has to do with what goes on in this episode. I don't want to get into too much detail about it. We also learn of something called the harmonic convergence, I believe they called it in the episode. If I'm wrong, I apologize. And it has to do with the two spirits we saw at the end of the last episode. Raava, or however you pronounce the name of the light spirit, and then the dark spirit, whose name I can't think of at this time. And apparently it's something that they go through continuously. We also learn that they're linked because they're opposites. One is the spirit of light, one is the spirit of darkness. And as one grows stronger, the other grows weaker. And we see this in the episode. And it really, what it does is, to me, it sets up, you know, not only where the Avatar came from, but also how the Benders came to be, because we see that to a degree, and how the Avatar, and why the Avatar is the only one that can master all four forms of bending. And how the Avatar became the link between the humans and the spirits. So it really does answer a lot of questions that I'm sure most of us had from all the way back to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So this one really does answer a lot of questions, and we learn that something is coming. I don't want to get into too much detail because, number one, it's spoiler. Number two, we will be talking about it when we get into later episodes. We are in the last half of season 2. Excuse me. But, I mean, all in all, it was a great episode, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, flip side of that coin, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't anything I didn't like about this episode. They do a wonderful job explaining, in this particular episode where the Avatar, Wu, I don't think he was referred to as the Avatar at that point, received the other 3 forms of bending, air, water, earth, and what happened with him and the spirits. Take the other episode into consideration. We learn where all 4 forms of bending, where he got all 4 forms of bending, and how he learned to respect the spirits, which helped him become the bridge between the spirit world and the human world. We also, in this episode, kind of learned where, at least where the benders came from, and I can only assume based on that. We also learn where the air and water and earth benders came from and whatnot. And we also have an idea of why the Avatar is still around based on what happens at the end of this, for lack of a better word, spirit journey that Korra was on. So all in all, it does a very good job of, and I know I stated this earlier in the video, but I'm going to state it again, answering questions we have and allowing us to see, where the Avatar came from and where the benders came from, and really how the 4 nations, the water tribes, the air nomads, the earth kingdom, and the fire nation came from. So, and how they were divided. And so it really, I could find nothing wrong with it. I thought it was very, very good. Okay, feel free to check out my related Avatar videos. And my other videos. before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, a quick reminder on my comment rules. Number 1, no mean comments. Number 2, no bad or curse words in comments. Number 3, I'm not opposed to debates, but please keep it civil. And finally, number 4, be respectful to me and each other. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. Or not DeviantArt, but Instagram and Twitter. I do have my name for those sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the link for any sites mentioned in this video will be in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends. Basically the same deal. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. Okay, I'd like to apologize for not posting a video in a while. Unfortunately, I had a lot of stuff going on, and TV Talk had to be one of the things I had to put on the back burner. I do apologize for that, but unfortunately these things do happen, and sometimes I will miss posting a video for TV Talk. Okay, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.